Hello everyone and welcome back to Xenoblade Chronicles. In the last episode we entered Galahad Fortress here, the stronghold of the Mechon at the far end of Sword Valley. This episode we are going to be fighting our way down to the very bottom of the fortress, and to start off with that we are going to push through a lot of the Mechon in this room. So I'm going to be off camera straight away while I kill these bastards, because this is not an interesting fight against Mechon. Oh, medium armor with slots on it sounds pretty good. Is that a Melia thing or is that a Sharla thing? Melia's already got that, so that's on Sharla. I like, at least at the moment, having kind of two uses for each type of armor as well, of medium for Sharla and Melia, heavy for Ricky and Ryan, and light for Shulk and Dunban. It just means basically we actually get a chance to use a lot of it. There's a sentry unit here which I'm going to try and kill quietly, insofar as we can, actually do that. And time to have a bit of a chat, as I promised, about Mumka. Now that we've seen his kind of whole metal face story. One of the big things... Actually, well, you know what? I was going to talk about that, but we're about to fight a decent chunk of enemies with a unique monster in the middle of it. This is the Aether Blast Furnace, and this is Glorious Jurom. If I remember correctly, don't topple him. I am going to focus on one of his little side bitches first. And we've got, Ryan, Dunban, and Shulk for that reason. We haven't got his attention immediately, but I'm pretty sure we will pretty soon. It's quite hard to fight these guys for long without... Oh, these guys all have anti-topple spikes. I'm already dead. Don't know how. But I think it was just, spike shit. We're kind of trapped against this guy. That's a bit obnoxious. Unfortunately, it's really hard to tell your allies to not topple people, other than by literally, taking topple arts off them. I guess I need to make sure I don't use Stream Edge carelessly. Somehow, as I say, we've not actually attracted his attention yet, which is pretty good. So the more of these we can take out, the slightly better of a way we'll be in. Sorry, I just stopped for a moment there, because I wasn't sure what was happening. Here we go, here we've started the fight with him, so let's switch to Glorious Jurom and have a chain attack. This will at least let us do a bit of damage in the first instance, hopefully build up some party gauge again. Probably would have been best to hang on to the party gauge, but there we go. He's level 55, I've just realised. That's absurd. We are fairly severely underleveled at the moment, so I think we're going to have a bit of a shocker here, and I really should be focusing on these other guys, and I just need to make sure they don't get broken or toppled. Might start by luring some of these guys, actually, if I can. And yay, we get to hit irregular bounce. I'm actually going to purge this guy to take his topple aura off because it's so annoying. Right, at least we took him down relatively easily. So let's lure his friend over. There's also 2 offensive scout units there, but I don't think we'll be able to successfully lure them. I'm aware using Monado Purge in a chain attack is really weird as well, but it's because I'm planning on doing a lot of toppling of this chain attack, and so I actually want to make sure he was purged as part of that, because he was already broken, so... Right, let's take on Glorious Jurom again. We're in a bit of a better way this time, so... Except for the fact I've not got the Monado gauge charged, but oh well. Oh, don't see me! Jesus Christ, Ryan, get some fucking aggro! Right, this guy is focusing way too much on Shulk. That's not on. We can't have that. Oh, Ryan's toppled, that's why. God's sake, man. There we go. Either of you are more than capable of taking the aggro. Shulk should not have the aggro in a fight like this. Ah! That's an annoying one, that breaker hand. Right, we'll do a chain attack. We're going to be a pretty exposed follower. He's on me again! Ugh, guys, come on. Well, at least that means Dunban's got... Heat haze on, which is something. Not good enough of a chain attack there. We're kind of fucked. Oh no, fortunately we got some crits straight away. That's good, at least. Someone take the aggro off me! Anyone, I don't care who it is. There we go. Oh, we're getting visions already. Not even halfway through. Not good. Upper chainsaw 2. At least I only get 2. I can shield that easily. And at least it's 12 turns, which means that nothing else is going to happen before then. Which is nice, because it means, obviously, if you know what the future's going to be, it kind of means It's an interesting thing I've always thought about with, you know, changing the future. When someone's like, yo, if someone predicts, oh, you're going to die in a horrible accident when you're 80, if you're 50, does that mean you're functionally immortal until you turn 80? Interesting thing to consider. Anyway, let's do something stupid and chain attack again. Not getting any chain extensions this time, and my tension's pretty good, so that's kind of weird. But hey, that's just the way it goes sometimes, I suppose. Oh shit, didn't mean to use Sacred Edge at all, meant to use Stream Edge. Ugh, here we go. Breaker Hand 4. We should be able to shield against that as well. Have I got the Monado charge? Have got the Monado charge. Very good. I hate, right, I think I've talked about this in the past, but I'm not actually sure. I hate that all the Monado symbols are just Japanese symbols. As someone who does not read any Japanese, quickly firing up the Monado and, you know, specifically under timed circumstances, needing to, like, fire up Monado shield or speed or particular ones, and they all have what to me look bloody similar. It's infuriating. I like that at least in this game it tells you, you know, the ones that are useful in any given situation with a little exclamation mark, meaning it'll do something, but because Enchant does extra damage to Mechon and Buster does extra damage to Mechon, both of those are always just illuminated when you're fighting Mechon, so that one shot on Mechonis, that isn't a useful indicator anymore. Anyway, we defeated Glorious Juron, who's the challenging part here, so let's just finish off this expensive scout. Oh, that was it. Fired up a chain attack and did one attack. There we go. So, let's hoover up the gubs. Strike Lance Sildra. Oh, and some more slotted medium armor that can go on Charla now. Oh, I can actually go on Melia, maybe. Depends what she's got slots on or not. Oh, and who's learnt an art? Ricky's learnt an art. Ricky's learned Peekaboo, which confuses Mechon if it hits from the side, as he gleefully thwacks the enemy. Not a useful one, unfortunately, I find. Let's have a look who wants these gauntlets. Melia versus 26 from it. Yeah, let's go for them on Charla. Right, there's a lot of Aether to mine here, so I'm going to kind of do that. And so Mumka. One of the interesting things, so I'll talk about how we're into Act 2 of Xenoblade now. It's generally agreed to start somewhere around Prison Island, / the beginning of Valak Mountain. Some people might even say it starts at this point, because one of the things that definitely changes as we get into Chapter 2, or Act 2 of Xenoblade Chronicles, is a clear change in the kind of motivation and the villain. Metalface is undoubtedly the motivating villain for the first part, but now he's dealt with and we begin to transition over to Egil, the leader of Mechonis, who we briefly met at the foot of Valak Mountain, as the kind of main villain. Egil is quite an interesting villain, we'll get onto him with time. Mumkar in a lot of ways is not an interesting villain. He doesn't have much of a backstory, he doesn't have, you know, the I only wished or anything like that. His whole thing, he's just a bastard. There's no real way around that. We're going to go back to the piston control room briefly here, because we got, at the end of last episode, a safety destruct key, which I want to use to safely destruct some stuff. So let's head over to the piston control bit. And over here, now lit up green, is the self-destruct device, which we can utilize. And it blows up both of the turbines, which is pretty nice. The one over on the right is also blown up as well. The main advantage of this is it gives us a big source of collectibles, which will hopefully get us all the remaining ones we need in here. But yeah, I think it's important generally for villains to be well done. I think villains really do motivate stories, especially in the early days, and I'm still not 100%, I was paying close attention to it this time, I'm still not 100% sold on the primary motivator for the first act of Xenoblade Chronicles as being kind of revenge. Obviously, it works, but initially when it's like they set out to be like, we need to just make the Mechon pay. I wonder if some ways, well, obviously you know Fiora's dead, but in some ways if you knew she was kidnapped or something like that, maybe that would be a slightly better motivator. For it's like, hey, let's get Fiora back. And that's a weird line as well, when we're on Prison Island, Shulk's out, give Fiora back, give her back, when he still thinks she's dead. So I don't know if that was a line that got shuffled around from another point or something. It's a slightly odd one to put before you even know it's Fiora and Silverface. But yeah, sometimes, like, I quite like... Oh, shit-ass nuts. I can't warp out of here, can I? I have a feeling I'm going to die in an Aether River. I've Zorded myself. Fucking balls. Well, I just need to go back to the preparation bay anyway, which is the landmark one beyond Glorious Juron. But yeah, sometimes you need a nice fancy villain, and this game, I think, you'll see what kind of villain it transitions to in Egil. But there's a lot to be said for Mumkar just being a complete irredeemable bastard. He's like, no, the only reason I'm doing this is because I want to be the hero. I was jealous of Dunban, and I'm gonna just fucking do war crimes because of it. And that certainly is enough to motivate the initial part of a game.
Shulk, is that?
Spear ones! Loads and loads of spear mechon! It's Fiora!
So, Fiora Conviction. You need time to convince Fiora. Destroy the mechon in the area without Fiora coming to any harm. So in front of us is, of course, Face Nemesis, or Silver Face as it's called. I've mentioned this before, but all the mechon, all the kind of faces in Japanese are just named after their colour. So there's Silver Face, there's Gold Face, we've now seen in Egil, there's Bronze Face, and there's one of the main reasons they changed it is that makes Metal Face's Black Face, which doesn't translate. I mean, it technically translates fine, but when it's a bit uncomfortable, let's say. But yeah, you got these guard units here, which we just want to focus on instead of. I think you can technically attack Silverface, just you don't, I guess. But we're in a nice little crowded area here, which means we are doing exceptionally well. I put enchant on, not because I needed it. Right, okay, first off my brain was like, hey, we're fighting a face, let's put enchant on, and then I remembered that we're not supposed to be fighting the face, and that's the whole point here. But of course, enchant does increase our fighting ability against mechon generally. And since we're doing a lot of stuff here in chain attacks, figured that would be particularly handy. Oh, yes, chain. To Slit Edge, I suppose. Oh, and another chain, yes, to Blossom Dance. Yes, let's kill this man. Well, robot.
We choose to fight. Blossom Dance.
Oh, God, that final hit of Blossom Dance is spicy. Yeah, love to see it. Right, we've got the two big bastards down, so we've just got these little defensive guard units here, but quite frankly, they couldn't protect shit, so they'll be gone. Oh! Oh! In a particularly poignant thing, Fiora just fucking slit Shulk right there. She just bombed me on the head and I died. Christ. I was going to say these little defensive guard units ain't giving me much shit, but Face Nemesis did. Anyway, we should genuinely be nearly done now. He says. Come on. And dead. Nope. Come on. God, these guys are actually proving annoyingly difficult. Not difficult, just time-consuming. There we go. With the last one dead, we complete Fiora's Conviction, the story quest.
Stop! Don't you recognize Shulk? Fiora!
Fiora, please! Don't you remember us at all?
It's no use. Everyone, it's time to retreat.
Got it.
Understood.
Move! Shulk!
You all right? Yeah, I think so. What do we do now, Shulk? We ain't gonna last long here.
Fiora! Try and remember! It's us!
I pity you. Without the power of that sword, I doubt you would ever have made it this far. Apocrypha, activate.
What is...
Huh? Hey, what's going on? What's happened to the Monado?
Look out!
Shulk!
I'm... okay.
Shulk, wait here!
Fiora! Stop this right now! How could you? Shulk came here to save you! Do you hear me? Fiora!
You must run.
Fiora! Fiora! Or whoever you are.
Please, run. The machine is not under my control.
Not under your control. Is it him?
Most surprising. I admit I never expected such resistance to becoming a fate.
Egil.
Fiora! What have you done to her?
From the moment of their creation, all Mechon are mine to control. Should a passenger defy me, I force it to obey.
Why make Homs into Mechon? Why are you making them attack Bionis?
If you wish to know, you have only to submit yourself to me. All will become clear when you attack Bionis with a new body born of Mechonis.
Never! Who would ever submit to you?
Forget about him. We have to get out of here.
But what about Fiora?
If we die here today, she will be lost forever.
Choose. I have rendered the Monado useless. You have no hope of victory or escape.
You chunk of scrap! So it was you who did that to the Monado!
The Monado is a tool that regulates the waves of the very ether from which the world is formed. Therefore, it can be counteracted simply by releasing opposing waves.
But how can you?
The questions end here. Hand over the Monado. After all, it is no longer of use to you.
Never! If the Monado really is powerless, then why would you want it for yourself? I will never give it to you. Never!
Then make your choice. Be crushed by my fist, or slain by your old friend.
Egil!
And here we are at the Fortress Depths in our first fight against Egil himself. He's at level 60, Goldface, and as you can see, he's fucking massive. You may also notice our Monado is both not charged and cannot charge, because he's done some bullshit to it with the Apocrypha machine. We'll find out more about that in the future. Our only way of fighting him then is in the old school way of break and topple and etc. But I have a feeling he may strongly resist topple. This is going to be a tough fight. It's quite cool as well. It shows you the size. Like seeing Goldface there really actually throws the scale. Like knowing already kind of how tall Silverface is, you can see and suddenly how massive Goldface really is. And as ever, whenever Egil is talking and on screen, he raises so many questions all the time about, when you attack Bionis with a new body born of Mechonis, all will become clear to you. Like, that echoes very much what Zord said to us when we defeated him in the Aether Mine, when he said, when I became like this, that's when my eyes were open. Of course, we now know that, oh, Egil Tail. Well, I can't dodge that with speed, so someone else will have to do something. Ryan, have you got Mad Taunt ready? Yeah, if you can just draw some aggro, that'd be great. Thank you, because you at least can survive that. But yeah, that's already hinted at that now obviously we know that what Zord was referring to was, you know, the process. He was a Homs. It was the process of becoming a face. That when he learnt why the Mechon are doing what they're doing and whatnot, which we are still very much in the dark about. But we get little hints all the time, which is all very interesting. This fight, as you can see, is just such a... Obviously, it's supposed to be like this way. You haven't got the Monado, and as such, you are just... everything is a constant, grueling uphill battle. Oh, he's fucking toppled all of us. Great. Get up. Get up. Oh, the thing's opened. That can't be good. Let's encourage everyone, at least not sinking into low tension can help us a little bit. Let's try another chain attack, see if we can break on top of this guy. He resists break outside of chain attacks. Oh, shit. Oh, we didn't even break him. Not a good sign. He still resisted somewhat in chain attack, because as he has told us explicitly, strongest face ever created. We at least got a break in there, so let's see if we can topple it this time. Nope. Let's try again with Ryan. Topple. Nope. Well, we tried. Shit. Right. You're meaningless. He's still got the classic thing of, for some reason, the face mechons sound like they're being played through a bin when they're in when they're outside of cutscenes, basically. You may have noticed in this game there's two types of cutscene. There's like the proper like action cutscenes, and then there's the scripted ones where it uses a lot of like preset animation stuff like that, rather than the kind of pre-rendered type. Oh, vision time. Egil Tail again. God, you do realise how fucked you are when you don't have the... I mean, again, I get this to the point, and you know, it's my classic thing I like about this game, about how it uses gameplay to do story, in that it really makes you feel how fucked you are without the Monado, because I keep being like, right, and then I'll go to enchant, or like speed and shield and stuff like that, with the Monado not working in terms of... It's working as, you know, a lightsaber, but it ain't actually... but it's not actually doing the special Monado stuff.
I cannot allow this. That boy is at risk.
Shulk! Don't let him die! Help Shulk! Help them!
Who are you?
This is the end. Heir to the Monado.
Whoever you are, please lend me your strength. I won't let you do this!
Fiora!
How dare you defy me? Worthless machine!
Fiora!
Egil. No matter how much you yearn for revenge, I will not permit you to have your way.
The Monado? But how?
No, stop!
Please, survive.
Will you die for them? What is this?
Fiora!
Not good! Let's get out of here!
Shulk! Where are you?
Shulk, get back here!
Fiora!
Shulk, no!
The power of that face. No, that is not possible. It cannot be.
The fortress has collapsed? What of Melia? And Shulk?
The observation was based solely on long-range intelligence. We cannot be any more specific.
You don't need to worry about them. But take it easy. I've got a pretty good idea where they are. If you're gonna attack, you better do it now. Their fortress ain't completely destroyed. Or do we just sit here and wait to die?
Shall I perform the divination ritual now?
Forgive me, Seer. That will not be necessary. From now on, we will seize our destiny with our own hands.
We don't need to see the future. The Mechon forces are on their way. No doubt about it. I like the look in your eye there, lad. It's time. This is war.